Good afternoon and happy Thursday. I'm Josh Breslow. The Fayette County coroner tells me that they have now found all of the human remains that they were looking for. And if you take a look down here in that field, you can see crews are still working. Yesterday around this time, it was heavy snow coming down. That snow all on the ground right now. You can see about a foot of it. This right here is a look at that police report. And as you can see, a lot of the information is blacked out. It uprooted several trees like this one here on Ficklin Road. But in this case, the damage was way more extensive. Crews from several counties have now been able to put this fire out completely. They are still behind me, though, working on some of those hot spots. If you take a look, you can actually see a bullet hole in this liquor store here. The bullet actually went through the window. So who foots the bill for the program? Well, that would be you, the taxpayer. On your cell phone bill, a universal service charge shows up, which in this case is a little more than $2.50. A woman told University Police that she was attacked and assaulted by 3 women. Now, as you can see, that is not far from where many people are camped out for Big Blue Madness tickets. There is still quite a bit of water here along Harris Creek Road, but it's gone down considerably into the afternoon. Just about 30 minutes ago, this central bank here on Maple Leaf was robbed. Investigators now tell us they do have a suspect in custody. Long isn't alone. There are people all across Kentucky who claim to have seen the same thing or something fairly similar. This billboard along US 27 in Nicholasville honors Officer Burke Rhodes. It was a surprise to Nicholasville police, and they don't even know where it came from. Good morning, you guys. And of course, the infield is where the real party is at here at Derby. If you talk to anyone out there in the infield, they will tell you they have the most fun. It's a very good evening, everybody. I'm Josh Breslow. The search is on for 2 people involved in a home invasion this morning in Lexington. It happened on Mount Forica Drive. Jennifer McGraw is on the scene in today's LEX18 Big Story at 4. I'm going to go with American Pharoah because normally I would pick an underdog, but I think that's a pretty good pick. As the body of 66-year-old Don Koss was escorted down US 27, hundreds packed into Camp Nelson, there to honor the life of the Vietnam veteran who had served in the Navy.
I just said I have to go for him. He needs me there.
Most folks never met the South Isa man, but when they heard he died alone last month in Lexington's VA hospital with no family, they dropped everything to be there.
My wife doesn't even know I'm here. It's just had to be here.
No cars come in. That's it, we're full.
The place was filled. There were so many cars and motorcycles, people had to park along the highway.
Yeah, a bit of a walk, but what the heck, it's worth it. Nobody should have to go alone, so he won't.
The reason you're here is to celebrate.
The crowd was way more than Shane Young expected. Earlier this week, the owner of Ramsey Young Funeral Home in Lancaster made a plea on Facebook for the community to be at the service.
This is a surprise. It's completely caught me off guard, and I'm stumbling and stuttering. It's because I'm at a loss for words right now.
The sheer number of people there was enough to make some emotional.
It tells me that a lot of people care about this man. It tells me that he has great support. Maybe not blood relatives or whatever, but yes, we stand united.
Each one of us and our families are somehow touched by the military.
Covering the news at Camp Nelson, Josh Breslow, LEX18 News. "40 miles through Fayette and Madison counties at speeds of 70 miles per hour. Police from several agencies were after this stolen bucket truck.
She was out of her mind. It was wild, man. I'm serious.
Outside of the BP along 8th and Boonesboro, just off the interstate, Scott Barnhill watched as he says the woman took the truck and the driver, Anthony Popham, tried to get her out.
She just took off, and he was like on the side of the truck, and she went like that and threw him to the ground.
Witnesses say Popham was kicked and dragged about 50 feet. While he was taken to UK hospital,
I did, man. I said, you are not going to get away.
Barnhill went after the woman.
I was sitting there flagging people down on the interstate to call the police.
The truck went south on I-75, turned around in Richmond, went back north and into Lexington, even driving the wrong way down Leestown Road. Popham's friend and coworker Ricky Todd watched the chase unfold.
It was surreal. It just felt like O.J. Simpson all over again. That's what it felt like, because the helicopter was following us too. We're watching it. I'm watching my truck.
Spike strips eventually destroyed the truck's tires, but the truck kept going, only on its rims, digging into the road for another 20 miles.
Next thing you know, here she come. No wheels on the back 2 tires, and he tried to throw the spike strips out, and she's running lights. And
Almost hitting people.
Yeah. That chase came to an end around 10:30 this morning when the stolen truck slammed into a state police cruiser, and the accused, who did not want to talk to us, was taken into custody. So what happened?
I looked at her through a police window and she laughed, so I guess she thought it was funny. Wasn't very funny to me.
Covering the news, Josh Breslow, LEX 18 News. Ask Philip Aikman to play any of his Uncle Stringbean's hits, and he won't miss a beat. Stringbean, a star of the Grand Ole Opry and Hee Haw, was born David Aikman on June 17, 1915 in Annville, Kentucky.
He was a mountain boy, and he had a dream.
That dream made Stringbean a household name, but in 1973, the country comic's career was cut short. He and his wife interrupted a burglary at their Tennessee home, and the two were killed. To this day, Aikman hasn't stopped playing his uncle's music and honoring his memory. Today, on what would have been Stringbean's 100th birthday, Aikman is setting up at Stringbean Memorial Music Park in Tyner. A 3-day festival kicks off tomorrow afternoon, featuring bluegrass music and arts and crafts.
We're calling it the 100th birthday bash, in honor of him, and we like to invite folks to come and help us celebrate that.
The celebration of his uncle won't end at year 100. Aikman says each and every year he'll be back to make sure Stringbean's message lives on.
You can do anything you want to if you set your head to it.
Covering the news in Jackson County, Josh Breslow, LEX 18 News.